We did not know that Levi had Down syndrome before he was born. We found out he had Down syndrome within probably a few hours or so after he was born.
When she was born, she was actually delivered by a friend who was a nurse, and her nurse knew but didn't say anything. They were very polite, very professional. Called the doctor in to examine her right away instead of waiting until the normal time that he would come. And maybe within an hour or two of her being born, the pediatrician came in and said, "We think this baby has Down syndrome."
I'm Delilah Vaughn Roberts, and this is Thursday's Child, which I am the director of. And we've been here for 20 years, and what we do is serve families with special needs children, and that is how Brittany became part of her class. Brittany right now she is 4. So a normal 4-year-old would be able to focus and color in lines and, know their body parts. To me, I think one of the hardest things is patience.
The doctors and nurses told us or gave us some information about children with Down syndrome, babies with Down syndrome, and it didn't look good. It was all the things they couldn't do. He wouldn't be able to ride a bicycle, probably graduate high school. Some of them are from severely to mildly retarded. They just lacked in a lot of areas and would need care the rest of their lives. Couldn't live alone, probably never have a girlfriend. Just lots of things that they wouldn't be able to do.
Being a physician myself, I knew about Down syndrome. I knew people with Down syndrome, knew of it more than I knew had direct contact with it. There was a lot of denial at first, like, okay, do what you need to do to prove that she doesn't have Down syndrome because she's fine. There's nothing wrong with her. So that was really the initial reaction. It took days and weeks for it to really settle in. I think you worry about everything with every child in general, but when your child has Down syndrome, you wonder like how severe her disability is going to be, or how limiting it's going to be. I don't know that I ever worried that she wouldn't do things. I just wondered when, how long is it going to take for her to talk, to walk, to potty train, to go to school, and to interact with other kids, whether they're her chronological age or not. And she's done all of those things and more.
Brittany has no communication. We were talking about maybe a couple of signs that we could teach her and the mom so that she would know, like the universal toilet sign and the eat and thank you, some of those things that would be very helpful to the mom. Good girl. Listen, we're going to color a red apple. You see your red? This is red. See your crayon? Show me the sign. Red. Try. Just fix your hands. That's your R. Red. 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 You're trying. Do it with your hand. Red. Red. So this is a red apple. Brittany, you take the red color, okay? Color your apple. Right here. Color right there.
She'll get herself cleaned up, even make her attempt at vacuuming or cleaning the house if she's told to. and she'll entertain herself. She knows the rules, and I just never really anticipated that we'd get to that point.
He does write, he does read, he reads for pleasure.
And Brittany seems to be following that example. You know, she will be able to maybe like help her family set the table, or you know, maybe load the dishwasher, and those kind of things that we just take for granted.
My last 2 years of high school, she was up at the high school with me in the Learning Center, and so I had the opportunity to see her pretty much every day, and it was just neat to me because she got to go to choir as one of her electives, and to see the other people my age interact with her and just treat her like a normal person, and they loved her. It just makes my heart warm to see that people include her and accept her just for being Amy, not because she has Down syndrome. She's not different to anybody. She's just Amy, and I really appreciate how people treat her at school.
Levi's involved with a group that's called Kids Outdoors. It's a nonprofit group for children of all backgrounds. He has been on big hunts lately. Let's see. You've shot a ram. You've got it mounted. Buffalo. Multiple deer hunts. He's been on deer hunts. He likes to go deep sea fishing with his friend Charles. Right?
Yes, right.
You love Charles, right, Mr. Charles? You go.
Yes, he's my buddy.
He's your buddy. He has the captain seat in the boat when he goes with Charles fishing. They're planning a big hunt for Levi, I believe, this fall. Where are you going, Levi?
Somewhere in Texas.
I'm not for sure. I don't want to state that maybe what age limit she is, but she is behind, but she's progressing very rapidly. I see her probably moving, you know, pretty quickly. Thank you for coloring. You're so smart.
There you go. Now.
And tell us who that is, Amy.
And my boyfriend Andrew, he's 80 years old, and the firstborn, if he had been the firstborn and the first baby. I take it by day.
And he's how old?
He's 18.
18. And then after you get married, where do you go? You come back home?
Then I'm back home. He,
If you're going to come back home, where's Andrew going?
they're going to fish.
Oh. So Andrew's going fishing and you're coming back home after you get married? Oh, okay.
He plays softball. He's played football. He's played. What other kind of sports have you played, Levi?
Basketball.
Basketball. He's a big basketball player. He loves that. And he actually brought the football team in for several pep rallies and on the football field. The year Levi graduated, we made state championship. And he brought the football team in. It was huge. It was in the paper, a big write-up. And of course, Levi was right in the middle of all those giants, you know, on the football team. So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
He really enjoyed high school. Not just the football part, but he enjoyed a lot of different aspects of high school.
Besides, I got a trophy with football trophy.
Yeah, they gave you a trophy. #1 player.
In high school, I was elected Miss Anchor Club two or 3 years. And every time, Amy got to ride in the convertible with me for the homecoming parade. And as we were riding down the street with all the people on the side, I mean, everybody that we passed was yelling, "Hey, Amy, hey, Amy." I mean, they didn't care that I was in the car. It was all about Amy. And Amy, she just loved it. She knew everybody. Yeah, she waved to everybody, spoke to everybody. And it's just, I didn't realize until that point how many people knew who Amy was and just loved her for her.
Like police officers or firemen or political people that come in running for office and stuff, they know Levi. And he's just part of what goes on around him.
It happens all the time in the grocery store or anywhere in public. People that I have no clue who they are. Hey Amy, and Amy knows them. Amy will tell me who they are.
Very friendly, very makes friends of all. I can't go anywhere that he doesn't meet somebody he knows. He probably knows more people than me.
I think everybody needs to know they're important enough for you to communicate with them, and that they give them time to communicate back to you. They may just smile, but you know that they knew that you were talking to them.
I would tell any parent who knows that they're going to have a child with Down syndrome to embrace it and enjoy it. It's the best blessing you'll ever get.
Just open your heart and your mind.
I really think, at the risk of bragging, I really truly believe that only special parents have special kids.
I mean, Levi to us has been the hardest, sweetest thing that's ever happened.
And it's almost like being chosen. It doesn't feel that way at first, and it wouldn't have been my choice to have a special needs child, but it's just the best thing that could have ever happened. And I'll stick by that with anybody who's having, particularly a child with Down syndrome. It's hard to really convey how much of a blessing and how much better your life is going to be because of this child.
On sad days, he could just say something totally off the grid that just makes you laugh your head off and cheer you up. And just watching him grow and be able to achieve what he's achieved in its own has just been absolutely phenomenal for us. So just open your heart and go where the road leads you.